What is up there, the YouTube guys? It's good to see you. It's good to be back. I hope you all had a good New Year, good Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrated. I hope it was a good one. Today, sadly, we are talking about breakups and how to deal with breakups. And I want to make this intro really short so we can, so we can get into it. Most especially, I want to call out my fellow ENFPs out there. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're spreading that love, spreading that joy. The rest of y'all the same. Do what you got to do. Do what makes you, do what makes you happy. Do what makes the world a better place, and all that jazz. Okay. It's been a while, so got to get into the rhythm again of making some videos. And again, I do this, out of a genuine interest in you guys, and out of a way that I can help others. So, hopefully we can help each other. But today, talking just about breakups. And I do want to make a little note, not of, this thing growing on my face that makes people think I'm either 16 or a dad with 2 kids and insurance. But I want to make a note about just the videos I've been making. I know a lot of them have just been ENFP oriented, and that's great, and it's fantastic, and I like it. And, when I'm inspired, that's when I make the video, because I try to make it as quality as I can. But I just want to let you know that I might be heading towards more of a way of just general advice on things. So if you are looking for just ENFP advice, I know there's some other great content creators out there for just ENFPs, and they're fantastic. I've checked them out. Some of them have commented on my videos, so it's great. Do a little bit of digging. If there's some suggested videos, go ahead, get to that. But yeah, I'll do my best. And obviously, my videos are going to be from an ENFP perspective because that's just who I am. But I don't want to make it seem that it's just for ENFPs, but yeah, just a little side note there. Obviously, if I want to make more ENFP focused videos, I will, and I'll put a little link down below, a little note for when the video gets started, which I'm about to, just for everyone's sake, in case you want to skip the intro. You don't care about any of that. It's okay. I won't be sad. So to start things off, talking about breakups, for those of you watching this video for breakup purposes, whether you've gone through a breakup or whether you're about to go through a breakup, or you're going through some heartache, you're looking for some tips, you're looking for some, a little bit of an outlet. Hopefully, I can alleviate some of that pain. I wouldn't call myself the breakup master because that seems really bad on my part, but I do have some experience, and I do want to share my thoughts on things to maybe help you transition out of this period. But 3 things right away that I want to say to you. People out there that maybe have gone through a breakup or whatever, heartbreak. I know it's tough, but there's 3 things I want you to remember. And number 1 is don't let anyone tell you how to feel, okay? Your feelings are your own. You own up to them. You acknowledge them, okay? You confront them head on, especially, and this is for guys and girls. I know with girls it's a little bit easier because you guys are a little more in tune with your emotions than guys are. Guys, I'm telling you, just be forthright and honest with yourself truly, as much as you can. And if you need to take some time, do it. But confront those feelings. But don't let anyone for a second, unjustify your feelings or tell you how you should feel. Okay? It's very, very important. I know I've had a couple times where I let other people get too involved in the breakup process or too involved in how I should feel. And I know it can be from a good place, if you have a trusted friend or trusted parents or grandparents or anyone, it may come from a good place. But if you start to feel manipulated, if you start to feel like those feelings are being shut down or you're not being acknowledged, make a mental note of that and really think of what are my best interests. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is be very conscious of your actions, especially right after a breakup or however long after a breakup. ENFPs, you guys, we're really good at analyzing, actions and situations and people, and overthinking things. And I'm not saying overthink everything, but now's the time to be very, very cautious of the way you do things. And especially the reasons why you do things are very important, especially during this time. If you see yourself drinking a lot, if you see yourself going to parties, if you see yourself hanging out with people you might not want to hang out with and regret later on down the road, just be very conscious of this, okay? Don't lose yourself in the breakup. Now is the time to find yourself. Now is the time to really get to know yourself. It's not to just ignore your problems, okay? That's number 2. Sorry. Number 3 is have a goal, okay? And this is tough for a lot of people, even for myself, even for ENFPs, where, feelings are so high and feelings are a huge part of it. We're all heart, we're all feelings, and it's tough, okay? I'm not going to be the one to say it's not tough. But time is usually the best medicine. Through whatever you do, time usually does heal a broken heart. And I've known this to be true, but it's tough, It is really tough when you're counting down the seconds or the minutes or the hours or the days, months or even years. It can be hard, okay? But give yourself a destination. Give yourself something you want to arrive at. Give yourself some type of a goal in regards to how you feel. It's very practical, and it's okay to do that. And you're not, not justifying the way you feel. You're giving yourself a way out. You're giving yourself something. You're saying, hey, this sucks, but guess what? 5 months down the road, I want to be a step closer to getting over this. Or I want to be over this as much as I can be in 5 months. I'm going to work for that. I'm going to build myself a plan, and I'm going to dig through that process, okay? So those are the 3 things to make note of. Take those as you will, but I just would like to pre-emphasize any of this with those 3 things for those of you going through breakups or hard times. Okay, so let's talk about breakups. All right, and I'll have another link for this. So right here, you guys, you want to know about breakups? Well, let's talk about the different types of breakups because I've sectioned it out. So the first is mutual. So mutual breakup, hopefully it was good. Both intentions were, hey, this isn't going to work out. You can shake hands, you can hug, you say, hey, it was good to know you. Maybe we can still be friends. But it was mutual, and more importantly, it was respectful. Okay, and this is the best type of breakup scenario because it often leaves both people with a short amount of time to get over the breakup because it was mutual. It was mutual. There was respect. There, everything's in the known. The second type is the one-sided breakup. And this is where, maybe a guy breaks up with a girl or a girl breaks up with a guy. There's, someone's breaking up with somebody, and it's definitely one-sided. One person wants the relationship, and one person doesn't, for whatever reasons. That's just the type it is. And this one, I would say, is usually, it depends, right? It depends on the context of how the breakup happened. If it was over text or phone, I would say text is the worst. Phone is all right. You definitely don't want the hang up going on right away when people start to question it, because usually on the one-sided, the big thing is there's questions in your mind that you want answered, obviously. And with the one-sided, it's just a little, it can be tough. But if it's possibly a respectful one-sided, it makes it a little bit better. Or the third is the unrespectful breakup. And this is the classic, obviously, like maybe the movie classic where it's terrible, emotions are high, there's a fight, there's a I hate you, doors are being slammed, things are being broken, plates are flying, whatever, it's just the worst. This is the worst kind of breakup. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, it's so tough, when you're dealing with high emotions and, you feel justified and you feel like they hurt you and you just say whatever you want and you just get it all out and, the feelings are so high and the emotions are so intense and it's crazy and it's hard. And this is one of the worst types of breakups. So those are the 3 types. Let's dig into them. So for the mutual, hey, congratulations. You had a mutual breakup. I don't know if I've ever been in that boat, but it's good. And you still may need to get over some things for this breakup. So my advice for you in a mutual breakup is just take advantage of it. Take advantage of the fact that this other person, acknowledges you enough and respects you enough to say, hey, this person's dignity is not going to be compromised by this breakup. This person, maybe is meant for someone else that's not me. And that's a very mature thing to realize, even in like high school, middle school, college, whenever. It's just mature. There's an understanding that's going on. So take advantage of that. Maybe meet up once or twice if you want, whatever's comfortable for you. If you want to take a few, weeks or months and then meet up. And, if you want to go over it, you can. This is dangerous, and it can be, because with mutual, there's often, there was maybe nitpicky reasons for the breakup, or hopefully if it was genuine and you both had good intentions for each other, then you can just have honest discussions. And I'll leave it up to you guys to decide that. But, just again, be honest with the other person, because you're going to be compromising yourself if you're not honest with yourself and your feelings. And it just makes it a little more insincere on the breakup. So if you can meet, talk about the relationship, talk about maybe the desires you had that weren't met, expectations you had, your feelings, your sadness, your frustrations. If you want to get it out, go ahead. But just keep it respectful, okay? But again, congratulations, you had a mutual breakup. I hope both of you are okay. I wish you all the best. But yeah, those are just some tips if you had that type of breakup. The one-sided breakup. This one is going to be hard. So if I'll speak to first the person that was broken up with. So if you were broken up with and it was a one-sided breakup, right? So you wanted the relationship to happen. Don't reach out to the other person. As much as you want to, just don't. And try not to for a little bit of time, but just take some quiet time from yourself, and again, try to get outside of yourself as much as you can, because you're gonna feel hurt, you're gonna feel like you're not justified, you're gonna feel like they did something wrong to you, you're not gonna feel like you know everything, but this goes for all breakups, and it's that you can't control others. And I know codependency is hard, and it comes with certain people. It comes with maybe your parents not acknowledging you, or maybe alcoholism in the family. But try not to be codependent about it. Acknowledge that you can't control others. And again, even with the best type of a relationship, that person could still leave you, and it's totally fine. You can't, and you never should stop anyone else from feeling a certain way. A relationship, the best ones, are always built on trust. And they're always built on respect for each other. So don't compromise those things. But again, it's hard. So, the one-sided breakup, for the person that was broken up with, you're going to want answers, You're going to want answers to your questions. You maybe want to reestablish the relationship. So especially if there was a big or maybe a small fight, just give it some time, okay? And that's the answer to a lot of these things. But just give it some time, and I have my notes down right below. But again, be respectful, and try to be rational as you can in this period of high emotions. Try to be as rational as you can. All right. I'm gonna make another video about it because it's so important. But if you can, please write it out. If you have a lot of thoughts, if you have racing thoughts, write it out right now. I'm telling you, it's going to get those thoughts outside of your head. It's going to get them on paper where you can practically look at them, you can analyze them, and you can see just how rational you're being. Because sometimes, especially after breakups, if it was really tough and I was just so mad and I was so worked up, I wanted to do something. I wanted to reach out to that person. And maybe if they had blocked my number or something, it was just, I was so frustrated. So I had to just write it out. I wrote it out on paper, and I realized, hey, you know what? I'm way too invested in this right now. This is really tearing me up, because it meant a lot. But, I have to realize this person, they've made their decision, and I have to respect it. And I got to get outside of myself, and I got to get out and just do some other things. I have to take my mind off of this scenario, because just worrying about it is the worst medicine for any breakup. There's no goal in mind. But just remember, for both sides, you have great worth. Remember that your worth is not compromised with or without this person. You still have that same value. And if they try to change that fact, they're wrong. If their presence without you makes you lose your worth, it's wrong. That's a wrong thought, and don't believe it. Because you have just as much worth when you are with them as you are without them. And that's going to be a hard that's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. I'm telling you right now. So for the person who did the breakup, and I know there are various reasons why you did the why you broke it off. Maybe you weren't getting met in some way. You didn't feel like they were trustworthy. Maybe it was bad. There was a small fight. There was cheating going on. Whatever. If you were the person who initiated the breakup, here's some things I would like to say. And first and foremost is good job. You made a decision and you stuck with it, for better or for worse. You initiated the breakup. That doesn't mean you guys can't get back together, but hey, you've done something where you've established yourself as the one to first acknowledge things were wrong, something wasn't being met. I value myself enough, and I value the other person enough to just cut it off. It's great. I admire people who do that. I'm not saying anything against the person who wanted to keep the relationship. Obviously, that's very noble too. And again, maybe even in marriage, the person who is working for the best interest of the relationship is usually one of the stronger ones. Not all cases. I'm just saying to preface. But I don't know, because sometimes the person who initiates the breakup did it for certain reasons, and maybe did it for their safety or their health. So I would like to caution you. I would like to say, be very wary of manipulative behavior. So if you're the one who initiated, it depends. Feel out the situation. Okay? If you're feeling like they're going to try to reach out to you, they're manipulating your friends, first and foremost, take it as a sign that that's not a person you want to be with. Okay? A person you'd want to be with would still hurt from the breakup, but they wouldn't go out to other people and try to, spread rumors about you or get them to get you to get back, or try to get around you blocking their number or whatever. You don't need to put up with that. And that's not respectful to you. Okay? So be wary of that and don't give in. Okay? Don't give in for the other person's sake. What's best for yourself, okay? You're the number one priority. And it's not being selfish, okay? You're just being true to yourself. And if everyone was more true to themselves, this world would be a better place, trust me. So, one-sided breakup, for both of you, try to see both sides as much as you can. Try to understand why the breakup was initiated. And then for the person who was broken up with, try to understand why they broke it off with you. And again, be respectful, give that distance. Let things be mutual. Guys and this isn't for everyone, but guys, give the woman some space, okay? She's made her decision. Be respectful towards it. I'm adamantly for that, and I know it's hard, and you could try to force your way in, but just check yourself on that. Make sure it's a place from. Make sure if you're doing anything, it's from a place of love and care for the other person. No manipulation, okay? No coercion at all. Okay, none of that. All right, you guys fight nice. Women, take that time, but maybe give the guys a clue. Possibly, especially, or more especially, if you want to get back together, give the guy a clue or give him a certain time, and don't make it unreasonable. Okay, don't say like, all right, we're gonna get back together, but 5 months from now. Like, that's just mean. Okay, don't do that. And guys know when you're getting that sass from the woman. I'm just talking about guy and girl relationships, but that's just what I have experience with. It's what I'm comfortable talking about. Okay, so that was the one-sided relationship. Now we get into the meat and potatoes of the situation, the unrespectful breakup. And I'm sorry for smiling because this is the worst one, and I know there's people watching this video who are looking for that advice. And yeah, it can be tough. So let's get into it. Unrespectful breakup. There was a fight. You were caught cheating, whatever. Emotions were high. People were yelling. If you can, it's best to be the bigger person and remove yourself from the situation. All right? If it's in the moment, just remove yourself. Just take yourself out of that situation. I don't care. But don't let things escalate. And, it may have already happened. If you feel like the breakup is coming and it's going to be really ugly, try to be on the side that's, blocking the punches that are coming. Try to be on the defensive side. Don't attack. Don't say things that you don't mean in the moment, right? Even if you maybe do, and even if it feels so right to say it and to let it out, you are literally damaging the other person with your words, and you can tear people up, and you're going to remember this for the rest of your life, possibly, if the emotions are high enough. Okay, these emotions are going to stamp into your memory if they're high enough. So again, be cautious of that. Try to be the one who's not attacking. Just be on the defensive. You'd rather be the one to receive an apology than to give it. Okay, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, especially later on down the road. But a quick end is the best end. Okay, de-escalation tactics. This is getting into police stuff. Okay, if the fight is hot, you got to be the one to break it off. Just get it. A quick end is the best one, especially for these ugly fights. You don't want it going for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then you say something you're going to regret for a while, all right? Because trust me, you're going to feel a whole lot different the next day than you do now, or than you are going to feel in that moment, all right? So check yourself. I'm serious. But in these moments, don't be hasty. Don't be harsh. I would say for pre-breakup, for those of you who are worried about a possible breakup that might turn ugly, for pre-breakup, I would say try a phone call. All right, ladies, guys, just a phone call. It's nice still, and it's respectful. You get to hear the other person's voice. You get to hear the other person's voice. No texting, absolutely none whatsoever. I don't even care. Everything gets misconstrued, especially when I text. Sometimes people think I'm pissed when I'm making a joke. Okay, it's so confusing. Just don't do it. If you care about the person at all, make that phone call if you're worried about things escalating, especially in person. And this brings me to, don't put yourself in danger. Ladies and guys, don't do it. If you feel compromised, or if you were to go into that situation and try to, break off the relationship, if you think tensions are high enough and you think things might get physical, abuse, or you might not be able to leave a place, don't do it. Just you respect them. I get it. You care. I get it. Okay, I understand, but don't compromise yourself. Again, you're first. Okay, guys, you're always first. You still have that value. It's the same with or without them. If you have no value without them, you're wrong. Okay, I'm serious about that. So take that time, take a few seconds, and make sure your safety is first. All right, please, because this is where terrible things can happen, and I don't want to be preemptive, but just acknowledge that the seriousness of the situation, that feelings might be high. Okay, phone call might be better and even more respectful than in person, and you might not think that at first. Okay, so that's going to cover it for all the breakups. I would like to get into post-breakup and kind of the healing process and what to do in the next video that I'll make. Hopefully some of these tips were good for you guys. I wish you all the best. For those of you who were going through heartache or breakup, my condolences. Obviously, there's nothing I can say that's going to change things for you. It's something you got to decide for yourself. But again, don't let other people tell you how to feel, and be very conscious of your actions and the reasons why. And if you can, try to have a goal for yourself to keep things real. All right, guys, take it easy.